1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins and Trevor.
They managed to pull him up a bit. Each time he slipped and went back down. Anyway, as I say, long story short, sort of 24 hours went by and he was in and out of consciousness. And although they were trying to talk to him and reassure him, even though they thought we're not going to be able to get him out, he was in between panic when he came conscious again and just accepting it. Anyway, the absolute outcome was they couldn't get him out. And the cave itself had been closed a few times before. The local authorities hadn't wanted to reopen it, but local people said, no, we want to make the decision ourselves whether we go down there, and it was agreed they could do it. Anyway, with this particular event, they agreed, because he died down there, they had someone feel for a pulse and it wasn't there. It was agreed that the cave would be sealed forever with concrete and never opened, and there's a plaque on the X where this entrance was, that John Jones is there forever. They couldn't get him out. And a very sobering story, really, and one of huge claustrophobia. And the only thing I'd suggest anyone who's interested in that, there's a very good film on YouTube called The Last Descent, and a very good 15-minute YouTube called Buried Alive, the Nutty Putty Cave Incident. And anyone who's remotely claustrophobic, I tell you, if you watch it, you go into a shiver, just imagining yourself being in a situation where you're stuck. You can't go backwards. You're in a tiny tunnel, thinnest of tunnels. And not to depress anybody, but obviously his wife was expecting, and the child, they lost their dad and the husband and so on. And it was a great shock to the family, but it's quite a well-known incident. And as I say, one worth thinking about what the poor fellow went through in his last moments. So yeah, not to bring the spirit here down at all, but it's quite an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, it's
you'd never get me in a cave. Like, you never would have before that, but I couldn't go down into a cave. Not really.
I think I recall that story off one of another podcast that I listened to. I'm not going to name it for obvious reasons, but it mentions that I think there's another point in that story where they opted that they may have had to break his legs as well to get him out of where he were.
They thought about that, but eventually decided for various reasons it wouldn't work. Yeah. They tried everything. I mean, they literally thought of breaking his legs, as you say, of trying everything. They were drilling into the cave to try and put in stronger connectors and pins so they could really pull him out, but nothing they tried worked. I mean, they really tried, obviously, very hard for many hours, and they were very brave to be down there doing that in the first place. But it wasn't to be, and quite a thought to think this poor fellow, his body is just stuck down there for eternity, really, I guess.
Wow. That's a lesson for people, isn't it? Well, I wouldn't say that, because some people enjoy the thrill of,
I think there's a direct contrast to phobias as well, and I think it's a lack of being phobic about something. So, for example, again, short story.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Cuz does.